Well, you already know that the ScanNCut can cut, but did you know that it can also draw? So here you go, here's some leaves that I doodled and I scanned them in. But then I used the pen tool to draw them and I managed to make this fantastic layout. Remember, see it, scan it, draw it, create it. So let me show you how easy that is. I'm gonna bring my mat over to the machine and I'm gonna go ahead and load it, and it just has some white paper on it. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change out my blade. So all I do is lift this lever, pull the blade out, and here I have the pen tool. And I'm gonna go ahead and open that up, open that lid up. There's a little release lever right there. I'm gonna pull the cap off of my color pen. And once I have that cap off, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it into the pen tool. And it just clicks shut. And then with the Brother logo facing me, I'm gonna just drop it right into the carriage. Push down the lock and I am ready to go. Don't lose the cap. I like to just tuck it behind the screen. Easy enough. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I have my design here. I'm gonna say, okay. Instead of cut, we're gonna choose draw. I'm gonna press start and the machine is gonna start drawing for me. There you go. If you can see it and scan it, then you can also draw it. So I can just pull this right out of the machine. And besides green, there are 5 other colors. There are 6 colors that these color pens come in. So lots of choices for your own custom drawing machine. But there are 2 other pens that I want to talk to you about. And that's these pens that have the stripes on them. Now, the purple one is an air-soluble pen, and the blue one is a water-soluble pen. And these are perfect for fabric applications. So let's walk over here and let me show you exactly what I mean. So if you look right here, you can see that I have 2 quilt squares with a seam allowance already drawn on them. Super easy, and the ScanNCut does all the work for you. Let me show you just how easy it is. I'm gonna bring my mat over that has my fabric pre-loaded on it. I'm gonna load my mat right into the machine. I'm gonna choose pattern, and then I'm gonna pick from these quilting designs, and we can just choose the first one right there, and you'll see this looks great to me, right size, right everything. Of course, everything's customizable, and it's gonna see exactly what I need to do. So if I choose this triangle, I wanna cut that triangle, and it shows me exactly what it is. I hit OK, and it'll tell me I need 2. That's fantastic. I'm ready to cut 2 in order to make my quilt block. And it puts them right there on the mat. Now, I want to drag them onto my fabric so that I make sure that it actually hits it. So I'm going to go ahead and scan in my fabric so that I can drag it and put it exactly where it needs to be. Nice and easy. Now, I'm going to take my triangles and I can place them anywhere on the fabric that they fit. It's easy to see. And now what I want to do is I want to replace that color marker with one of the water-soluble ones. So I just take it out and I have that little cap that I've saved right there. And I'm going to put the water-soluble marker in, and it's the same process. I simply drop it in, close it up, and a great place to put your cap is right here in that little nook on top. Again, with the Brother logo facing me, I'm going to go ahead and just drop it right into the carriage, push the lock down, and I am ready to go. So the first thing I want to do is draw. So I hit draw, and just like we did with the leaves, I'm going to hit start, and it's going to draw that seam allowance for me. So once I've drawn, I'm ready to remove the pen tool, and I'm going to put in my cutting blade. Right there, in she goes. And now you get to either select the next part or finish. Now select the next part would take you to a screen where you could do all the drawing for all the seam allowances that you want. So instead, we're going to finish. Now I'm ready to cut. So I choose cut, I choose start, and again, the machine is doing all the work for me. And now you can see right here, if I peel this off carefully, I have a beautiful quilt part ready to be made into a quilt square with my seam allowance, and I hardly had to do anything. And of course, the machine is going to help me select the next part and move on, so you don't even have to do any thinking. It's easy enough to use the pen tool with the Brothers ScanNCut.